Hey, welcome to On the Record with Chaii, a Play It Strange podcast. I'm Chaii, artist, producer, creative director, and a Play It Strange alumni. We're here to unpack different corners of the music industry, one step at a time. Let's go. MusicHelps is a charity that uses the power of music to change lives across New Zealand. They support hundreds of community projects and provide vital assistance to music people in need, including a world-first counseling service designed specifically for those who make music possible. Here's our chat with Carmel Bennett from MusicHelps. Welcome to On the Record with Chaii, and today I'm here with Carmel Bennett, and we're going to talk about your amazing role at MusicHelps, or should I say you're the only member at MusicHelps?
Kind of, whilst I'm the only person in the office at MusicHelps. I have an incredible board that I work with, which we'll talk about as we get further on, and also have contacts throughout the country. I'm based in Auckland, but we need to know what's going on throughout the country, so we have an incredible woman in Wellington, for instance, who will ring me if there's some issues down in Wellington, and I have people across the country.
Amazing. Can you tell us a little bit more about MusicHelps and what your role looks like in that space?
Sure. So MusicHelps has two pillars to it. One is our grants program. So this is where we give grants to organisations who use music to help in their community. That could be anything from music therapists to instruments for underprivileged kids, to the CSO restarting a program with choirs going into Christchurch Women's Prison. So we're supporting them with that. That's one side of what we do. And the other side, which is possibly the most important for Play It Strange people, is we look after our community. So we have a 24/7 helpline. Mon, you may get off stage and just, oh my God, that did not go, and the anxiety levels come up. You can ring our 24/7 helpline and a trained counsellor will talk to you and just bring you down. We had an artist who finished a sound check in New York and just could not carry on, could not go back. And we were able to get her just a kind word, and get her back on stage. So that's one part, the 24/7 helpline. For anyone who needs it, it's 0508 MusicHelps. Very simple. From that helpline, we also have a counselling program, and these are counsellors who have knowledge of our industry. We don't work 9 to 5. We don't even know if we're working Monday to Friday, so all of that sort of thing. And of late, and you being an Iranian artist, but New Zealander as well, you may have some specific cultural issues that are affecting your well-being. Where we can, we will try and find you a matching counsellor. So Samoan or Māori, Somalian, we will try and do that match. So that's the counselling. We also have some programs that we run. For instance, after COVID, we had a lot of the crew guys who, I was laughing before with everyone here about forklifts. We needed, in the live industry, we need forklift drivers. They couldn't afford their tickets, so you need a licence to drive a forklift. MusicHelps paid for the training and the licences. We also have, as part of the wider community, we have the Legacy program, which is a free online wills program. you're a songwriter.
Yes.
A lot of Play It Strange people, strangely enough, are songwriters.
Yeah.
So when we die, what do you want to have happen to your song? You know, you've got this incredible body of work. You may not want, I'll be very careful here. I was about to say a particular company's name, but I'm not going to. You may not want your song associated with petroleum or blue trees. Mm-mm. So within that legacy program, you can assign someone to look after your songwriting, someone who would understand what you do or don't want with your program. What happens to your instruments? You know, do you want me to have them? Thanks very much. I'd love to. So it's important that we have wills. You know, even if you've got kids or cats, goldfish, who's looking after the goldfish? And one other thing we do is, which is a wonderful thing actually, is a scholarship for a person to study music therapy at Victoria.
That's cool.
So every year, currently, the songwriter Kate Owen out of Christchurch, she's our awardee. She's just finishing her second year of it. And she's studying music therapy, which is really important.
That's everything. You've
pretty much.
MusicHelps really covers.
Yeah, I probably droned on a bit then, didn't I?
There was a few things in there that I didn't actually know that MusicHelps
Okay,
covered,
go on.
which is so. It is literally everything that is needed, and
I hope so, but we're not stagnant at MusicHelps. It may be that. So I'm working on a project at the moment that I'll be presenting to our fabulous board in September. Something that one of the crew guys said to me when I was out on a site, we need this, so we will try and fill that gap. MusicHelps is about the music community and about people who use music for good. So we'll fill those gaps.
Amazing. And it sounds like you guys are actively like in the industry and seeing where those gaps are and where those help, because with obviously the industry is always changing and people's needs and a lot of those things are changing, so it's nice that it sounds like everything's covered so far and actively looking at whatever helps the future and
those ideas. And we started this conversation, you're the only person at MusicHelps. I'm not. I'm just the one who has a chair in the office. MusicHelps is not owned, but possession of MusicHelps belongs to the music community. Whether you're an artist, I'm going to point at you again, a live sound engineer or a producer, it's across. We just represent the community.
I love that, which is so needed because it's such a massive industry in New Zealand and
a lot of us are contractors.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I did that for 15 years of just contracting and working behind the scenes.
So we don't have an HR department.
No. It's pretty like your own radar I think growing up in this, when I first started in the industry to like through the different phases, it's almost like it's trial and error and it's figuring out your own kind of methods that work for you. And I think now thinking back to it, maybe it is kind of isolating, but I always thought, this is just the way it should be, which is nice to see that there is other ways. It's okay to be, asking for help.
That is important. It is okay to be.
I think I definitely went just in the deep end and try to like figure that out and navigate it. And I think different phases of like, when you're younger and just starting out, it's you just looking back now, I'm like, wow, I was across heaps of different fields and stuff, but navigated it kind of by myself and like
absolutely.
Help would
when
be
you
great.
were studying, when you were studying live engineering, right? So live sound engineering, that gave you a basis for when you're standing on stage going, oh shit, I need to take 4K out of that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Or, I don't know, drum's not high enough, whatever. So it widens your business knowledge because as much as we like to romanticize the music industry, I'm pretty sure you're in it as a business.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, one of my favourite people in the world is Tom Larkin from the band Chaii. He will always refer to the band as a business. He's not denigrating what the band stands for or their music or their talent or their achievements. What he's saying is we are a business, and that's important.
That's important because what that also says is like even fair pay for everyone. That's, you know,
Correct.
having business mentality is not always a bad thing. It just means you want to like look out for people, make sure everyone's credited, make sure people are okay and getting paid, and you know,
that's
just looking
important
after
too,
each other.
because if you're in your position, you would hire, I assume, crew, right? So you'd have backup artists working with you, musicians working with you at times.
No, so I think over the years the crew I work with is like solid, like past 10 years, same people.
But they're your staff, and you have a responsibility to look after their well-being.
For sure, yeah. In that space where it is when you know, obviously the band members, everyone is doing incredible things in their own. Everyone has their own business as well.
Yeah,
So everyone runs their own business. They all work for themselves. So when it is around something related to like a show or something that it's on my business end, then obviously like I'm even extra more like looking out. But overall, we look out for each other as well.
Absolutely.
And we champion each other and help each other. Like everyone's got their own individual goals. It's not just about, oh, I'm an artist or me. Like, and I think
me.
Yeah, which can tend to happen. I think for me working behind the scenes for so many years before going full time into my own music and have already worked with those people on other projects for other people, it has kind of, it's shown me it's so about that community and supporting each other, and everyone's got their own dream and goal and business and respecting that. And it's not just tough on one person, like someone else is having it, you know, can be having their ups and downs in their business, or
it's human.
Yeah, it's human, and just being there for each other in those times. I think that's sense of team and community is just so important to me for just, it's a two-way street.
And that's what MusicHelps is about too. We may be the name on the business card, but we are part, I would like to hope, part of the community we represent.
Yeah, and then there's been a lot of artists and musicians and people that I've known who've really gotten so much help from MusicHelps.
That's fantastic.
Over the years, different parts of their journey, different times, and I think, if not everyone can like straight off the bat or like be working with the same people over times or have the same. I always believe like everyone has their own experience and path, and not one path is the same. So, you know, you might not have that community. You might have just moved here, or you might not have that community yet, or you do have that community, but there's just like extra help you need. And I've definitely heard people with different backgrounds, different parts of the industry that have gotten a lot of help from MusicHelps, which is incredible.
And that's probably a good time to drop this in. Everything we do on the community side with our wellbeing service 24/7 helpline is 100% confidential. So I won't even tell the board that Mons has rung me. It's not my story to tell. It's your story to tell. And I have no right to disclose that to anyone.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Sometimes my brain feels like it's going to explode, but
You're taking
we
it
better
all
cut
in.
that bit out.
Taking it all in, you know. It's a huge role. It's such a weight, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm guessing it's quite rewarding as well, seeing people make it through the point that they might have ended their career or like left this industry. And I think just seeing people get through that really hard time and make it through, and then be like,
it sounds waffly, but it is a privilege.
Yeah.
I have been in the music industry, as you can probably, you know, as you can probably tell, we have the same haircut
Hey, yeah.
for a very, very long time. I think I started in 1876, something like that. The music industry has put a roof over mine and my daughter's head, food on our table for a very, very long time. And the offer to come and work at MusicHelps was my chance to give back.
Yeah.
And because I'm still working within the live music scene, I can also react quite quickly to what's happening out there.
Just speaking about, obviously you're there and you were saying like, it's all confidential and you're hearing from all these artists, producers, live engineers, people in the industry. That's a lot. Like, how do you cope with that personally?
I have a counsellor who, if the situation needs it, I can ring and talk to. I also have this thing where I just take time. It might be I go out and attempt to garden. I'm hopeless at it. I use my chainsaw a lot at home. I know.
I love it.
It's cool, eh?
Yeah.
So I have a chainsaw which my daughter gave me, ironically. So I find things outside of music to do. I also have, thanks to my fabulous counsellor, I have a toolkit, a mental toolkit that I can open and use one of those tools. I might need a Phillips screwdriver for this job, so I'll use the Phillips and then put it back in the toolbox, put it back in my brain. I might need a hammer, use it for that circumstance, put it back in my brain. I also have an incredible group of friends who, again, I can't talk to what's happened, but, we'll go and have a coffee.
Yeah, you can at least maybe have the chat with them of how you're feeling, I guess. You don't have to say what's happened, but you can say, this
Correct. Yeah.
And I guess that's still quite tough because, you're carrying people's stories and you can't really...
It is, but I've been around a long time and I'm actually the eldest of 7 kids.
Ooh,
so, this is kind of like an extension of that, hiding stuff from the great Raymondo and my mum. Yeah.
And looking after everyone. Yeah, that's the first child, firstborn attitude.
Well, would you know? You've got an older sister.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm middle.
You're the middle.
Me and my sister are in the middle.
Yeah,
and then older brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was very lucky. Like I was just always in the best position. But you've been in the industry for a long time, and at what point in your career made you think this is the space I want to work in? Like,
I don't think there was a point. I was offered this opportunity during the second lockdown, so in 21. Yeah. The chap who had the role was moving on, and I was asked to come in. As in anything I've done in life, it is very rare that I'll say no. So I was given this amazing opportunity, and 4 years later, I'm still there.
Well, they're very lucky to have you.
Oh, thanks, love.
Just to get a bit more understanding around, obviously, these things, there'll be money involved. Like, how does MusicHelps get their funding to be able to then, give back and help?
Sure. On our side, community side, we get funding from New Zealand On Air, from Recorded Music, from New Zealand Music Commission, from Sony Music's Justice Fund, and the wonderful Penny Black at Concord Publishing has ensured that we've had some grants. We also are lucky with our community in that we will, a couple of young DJs actually put on a boat party, which the other Carmel was terrified of. Carmel from MusicHelps was going, yeah, you go. And they donated to us as well. Les Mills helps us out every year. And then we get regular, like monthly donations through payroll giving via JB Hi-Fi.
Oh, cool.
Actually on, people like Carl Locke, who's the music buyer, and actually creator with some of the vinyl he's been reproducing. Carl is an incredible supporter of MusicHelps, as are the whole JB team, but Carl in particular.
I was going to ask, sorry, a little bit of a jump in the subject,
Go
but
on.
say you're a 15-year-old Play It Strange or 15-year-old songwriter and you need help. Can they also reach out to MusicHelps for help?
MusicHelps is really there for people who work in music. There are roles, and I'm going to make sure I get this right. So excuse me, I'm going to write, these are my notes because I'm so good at this, and I have to take my glasses off because I'm old. There's people like Youthline who are a very simple text away, and their text number is 234. They are certainly well placed. And then there's a website called Sparks, which is sparx.org.nz. That was set up, it's an incredible website actually. It's a award-winning website for wellbeing and assistance that was created by Auckland University, by some of the professors and students there. That would be the starting point for assistance. It's always hard and look, I can't speak as a songwriter. I've dabbled in a bit of poetry, but to call it songwriting would be an absolute farce. Find your mentors. So when I was first starting out in the music industry, I was so lucky to work with people like Michael Gladding at CBS Records. I moved from there and I found another mentor, Owen Orford, at Trading and Post Agency in Australia. Find your mentor. It may be that you have the opportunity to talk to Mons or the incredible Paige. Just using people as sounding boards. Life is not going to be easy whether you're a construction worker, a farmer, a retail seller, or a musician, or an accreditation manager, or a parking manager. You find what works for you. It may be like me, I go and garden, or I ring up my mates and go, I need a coffee now. It may be for you that you've been working on a beat, for instance, right? And you cannot get it right.
This is sounding
exactly. Yeah. So instead of using a laptop, you use Pro Tools.
Yeah,
you use Logic.
Yeah.
See, I did my research.
Yeah, I was gonna. Wow.
Yeah. So you use Logic, right? That's not working for you, but someone's got a guitar in the back, so it may be that switching that around will do it. As a songwriter, it may be picking up a a New Zealand book, you know, reading something might just help you get over that block. But for me, it was finding mentors.
Yeah, definitely for me as well. Yeah,
For you as well?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think subconsciously, just like reaching out to people who I looked up to, or was like, okay, I need guidance, I need help. I never shied away from like emailing someone and asking and asking the questions, you know.
And also understanding that, you know, if they don't respond, it's not that they're being, you know, difficult. You don't know where they're at either. You know, I could be trying to get hold of you and go, I don't know how to get from here to here with this song. I don't know that you're struggling with your piece, you know.
Yeah.
So it's putting a group of people around you who can support you. Yeah. And I think at 15, that's the time to start looking to people, you know, find your people. It's really important to find your people. And those people, musically, we probably at different ends of the spectrum, core music, right?
Core music,
different ends of the spectrum. But I'd want to have you on my team because you would bring something else to me as a songwriter. So it's finding that support system.
Like, it's okay to, you know, reach out.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
a lot of times creatives, especially, they can be quite inward in their mind and get quite to that point where you're just overthinking, or it feels like a battle against yourself.
Yeah.
It can become a habit, I feel like, for some, especially at that age where, you kind of don't think of reaching out as an option. And I think it's good reminder. I feel like you saying this is a great reminder that a lot of people, if not most people, go through that. It's not, you know, you're not alone in that, and that it's...
Well, you're not alone. You are unique.
Yeah.
So everyone has their own entity, right? And while there's no fix across the world, everyone has their own piece, their own essence. So finding what works for you. You may be at an incredible school that has an amazing counsellor, and going to see that counsellor at school is what's needed or can help. It may be that you're at a doing a Play It Strange recording session and talking to the engineer or one of the Play It Strange team may help. It's finding what works for you and not being scared, as you quite rightly pointed out, to go, I'm struggling here.
Yeah.
We've got to get rid of that mentality.
Just going back at the back of the, you know, reach out for help. For a young artist listening who might be struggling, what are some of the signs they shouldn't ignore? And what is, obviously we've talked about the first steps they could take is to reach out and talk to someone, but what are some signs they should not ignore?
Firstly, I want to be very clear that I'm not a trained counsellor. The information I'm giving at the moment is just through life experience. Things like not wanting to go and see your friends, not wanting to write. There's levels of frustration, and you could probably speak to this better than I. You know, there will be times when you're trying to write your song where you're just frustrated, right? Getting up and going for a walk, or I don't know how you do it. Do you just leave the piece of paper on the desk and walk away? I don't know.
I think just, I never let music get to the point where it feels like a chore or a job. So I have to be over the years, you know, obviously, like, you just learn to know when you're in that headspace and when you're not, and what your signs are of, like, okay, this is the time I need to push myself a little bit more. I know. Is that a
maturity thing? Is it, you know, so when you were 15, was it the same?
I think music, my relationship with music has developed over the years. And I think my relationship with it when I was 15 and I took part in Play It Strange and I was writing songs and things like that. It was very expressive. It was very the relationship I had with it was kind of just this new thing. So over time, times would be frustrating, or at times you're not writing and you feel kind of sad because you're not writing, but you don't want to be pushing yourself. But then you also don't want to be like, I didn't want to like not be writing for so long that
you got out of the habit, perhaps?
Yeah, it's just learning the signs, learning your own signs, because I think everyone has different warning signs or like burnout signs. Mine was the best one was like throughout my whole 20s, I burnt out so many times, and then I learnt the signals of, okay, rest now or this now, because I know what that's about to turn into. So it's learning that side, burnout, learning your mental side, learning your relationship with music and what music means to you, whether it's, for me, I'm very protective of it. And I protect it like a little child because it is that side of me. It's the creative side, and I never want it to feel forced or, I'm making music just because my job. Like, I never want that feeling. Some people, maybe that's okay and they want it to be a job. And that's what I mean. It's so different for each individual. And I think through time and through just doing the things, you kind of learn your own markers.
So maybe that's it. Maybe as a 15-year-old songwriter, it's learning to recognize the differences. Am I no longer talking to my friends?
Yes.
Am I no longer listening to other music? Am I more than usual having conflict with my mum and dad? It's learning to recognize what is the different pieces, and also learning to love yourself too. I can't get this song right. I need to do it. I've got, Play It Strange has a deadline of Tuesday at 2:00, and I've got to get that song finished. Leave it. You've got the deadline in your subconscious. Go out for a walk and come back to it. It's learning you.
And go easy on yourself.
And go easy on yourself. Yeah, totally.
Again, those years, I feel like I'm grateful because I was around like friends like myself, and I was always surrounded by that in the music world. Yeah. So we're always just having fun. But learning that this is the time to have fun, to experiment, to explore and be just like make mistakes. It's okay to feel really overwhelmed at one point. Just as long as you don't, I feel like for me personally, as long as I'm not staying in that for too long, that it becomes, and that's things I guess you learn over time. Yeah. But number one thing is just like, you're still young, you're in high school, and if music is a new thing to you, have fun with it.
And that's not to minimize how you're feeling. There is nothing wrong with you ringing someone like Youthline and, I need some help. And it may be that, for me, I got out of the left-hand side of my bed instead of my right-hand side, and I just feel off balance. So I'll ring my counsellor. It's having the confidence in yourself to go, I wouldn't mind having a chat to someone.
Yeah. And that your emotions are valid. The way you're feeling is valid, no matter your age, no matter what part. You just,
correct.
Even at this point, everyone's going through things. So it's, super.
Even at my age.
Everyone, I swear, it's like that through our whole life. So, but I think, for me as well, I feel like music also really helped me. So it was
good.
And at times where I felt misunderstood or I couldn't explain myself. This is why music's so important to me, is that it helped me in those times where when I didn't know there was people you could reach out to. For me, like, it was my escape, and it was the therapy. It was the, and if it's that for you as well, that's okay too. And if you want to just keep the music to yourself, that's okay. Like, it's just kind of finding out, just going along with your feelings, and I guess learning that it's okay to like ask for help, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, and like having fun, and it's very hard to navigate, I feel, at that
And
age.
not beating yourself up.
That's the one, yeah.
You know, emotionally beating yourself up because I can't do this. And it's, you know, it's no different than anything in life, you know. I can't cook a souffle. And I used to, you know, I have friends who are amazing cooks. I can't do it. And I used to get so, why the hell can't I do that? You know, it looks so easy. You just beat some eggs together, throw it in the oven. It's learning to go, okay, I'm never going to be able to do that. But I'm really good over here.
But also, you've probably never seen them fail at that a million times.
Probably not.
Before you've seen the result of what they've done. And it's
absolutely
with the social media, the time that we're in now with social media, seeing the result of everyone's work and seeing everyone being so happy at where they are, it's so easy to compare yourself. But we're not going to see their failures like a million times.
I love that.
Like,
that
you know,
that is a really, really good point. We only see the wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even more so now, it's like in our face. It's like always like people can't help but for that to affect them. Even if you know, you clearly know, you're like, okay, there was work that went into this, and they did probably do a million takes.
Yeah, how many times did you try and shoot that hoop from down the road?
Yeah. And it's,
got it.
You know, so I think, just not comparing yourself to.
Yeah, again, finding your own essence.
Yeah.
So it's like a highlights reel.
Yeah.
As opposed to the realism of,
the actual work behind it. And the many fails behind it.
Absolutely.
So watching people's highlight reels on socials, great to look up to and be like, I want to get to that. But also realizing it wasn't just overnight waking up and that's the results. It's
absolutely right.
You know.
Absolutely right.
And it's okay to be not getting the ball in the hoop.
Yeah.
The first 2-3 years.
Yeah. Well, skateboarding.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Hawk didn't suddenly grab a board and, you know, do what he did.
Yeah.
It took him a lot of practice, a lot of time, you know.
And learning that, I think, mentally being able to look up to that is great, and having that as inspiration is great. But having unexpected, what do you call it? Sorry. Expectations on yourself, like unreal expectations of yourself, of like, but why am I not like that? And I think, and I've seen it a lot in our industry here, where people do compare themselves a lot, and you know, where they're like, oh, that person's like that, and it's just like, it's almost like we forget that what is seen online is not the full story. So
of course not.
I think it's just constant reminder, because we can forget, and everyone can fall to forgetting, and it's a mentality, and it's a exercise of the mind of, again, like shifting that of like, oh, but I'm not like that, to that's goals. Inspo.
And again, you know, if you do get stuck in that looking at social media and going, why can't I do that? What is wrong with me? Ring someone, find a counsellor, you know, ring Youthline or one of the fantastic other organisations out there. Talk to someone about it. You know, it's
valid.
important to talk.
Yeah.
It is valid.
Yeah.
And it's important to talk.
It's so normal to feel that way as well.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah.
Talking to someone helps navigate through that feeling and not sit with it for a long time, which can be a bit more unhealthy, I feel.
And maybe you asked me before about the signs to look out for. Maybe it's wallowing. You know, if you feel as if you're in a constant funk for an extended period of time, you know, 48 hours maybe, pick up the phone, ring someone, go out for a walk, you know, talk to your mum and dad. There are things, I think the worst thing we can do is leave an issue sitting there, you know, deal with it.
Yeah. So when you feel off, so that's a sign when you just know it's kind of like when you get sick, when you've got a cold, when you got a flu, your body gives you signs, and I think your body gives you signs when it's a mental thing as well. So it's
the brain is
Yeah.
It's a muscle.
Yeah.
You know, it is. I think for too long we considered mental well-being as something out. You know, it's hairy-fairy. You know, when something's wrong with our brain, it's not that much different than something being wrong with our ankle.
Yeah.
And we need to fix it. You know, I'm not going to hobble around on a, twisted ankle. I'm going to go to the doctor and get it fixed. It's no different with your brain. You know, if you're feeling like it's sprained, get it fixed, or at least start talking to someone about and working towards finding a healthy resolution.
I think through talking to someone and finding those healthy resolutions, you add that to your toolbox of now you've done that and it helped. Next time you're in that same position, you've got, it's just nice to...
Well, you started as a songwriter, right? Play It Strange.
Yeah.
What, you were 15?
Yeah. Play It Strange had just started, I think, when I was...
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And
or it might have been around for 2 years or something at this point.
And then you've gone through this incredible journey to earlier this year being at the AMAs.
Yeah, it's been nearly 20 years since I was... Wait, let me do some maths. 15.
I can see the hamster in there running
15
around.
times 2 is 30 plus 4.
34.
19. So 19 years. 19 years... Well, 19 years since I started producing, and I think it was towards the end of my high school years where I entered Play It Strange. So, yeah, around nearly 20 years. But it does, last year. So, for instance, for me personally, what helped through all those years is I told myself I love music, and everything I do, like anything that comes out of music and gives back to me, is cherry on top. I'm happy to continue till forever. For the rest of my life, I will do music even if it doesn't work out.
So what advice would you have given 15-year-old Chaii when she first started writing?
Oh, man. I think for me personally, I owe so much to that initial... I mean, I started writing just to adapt to a new language. So I started writing poetry when I was learning English and listening to rap music, and that was my way of kind of like learning English through that. Made me fall in love with the whole writing side of things. So for me, it was such a help, and I'm so glad I did that. Thinking back, I know it's weird to say, but I just don't want to be harsh on that person and say I would have done, because I think anything that even went wrong, I'm happy about, because I feel like all those things, that even the times that were the hardest, were the reason something great happened.
There we go.
The failures were actually the beginning of something better, and it just over time, recognizing that pattern and seeing that, okay, it's part of it, and if anything, it's showing growth. It means you're taking risks and you're failing and growing, and it can feel like a never-ending, and through my time, I've seen so many friends pop off, their careers would pop off, and I was so happy for them. And it's that mentality of just your time can come too, but even if it doesn't, are you okay with continuing doing this and setting that for myself as that expectation of, I'm not expecting much out of this industry, and it's still to this day, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Anything happens. Last year, performing at I think I performed at AMAs 2020, and then last year was nominated for a lot of awards, and I was just oh wow, cherry on top. But again, that's 20 years of
so that's the Instagram thing, right? So it's working. Now I'm on Instagram, and then you have to park that, it comes down and lowers down on the feed, and you've got to work again, and then another Instagram moment.
Yeah, and there's people definitely think that I just started 3 years ago, and I'm not out there obviously sharing my story that much, but I'm just grateful to be here, grateful to get to continue doing what I love and protecting what I love, and just keep pushing. And it's still hard. It's never it doesn't. You just learn you just get stronger, I think. And it's beautiful if you've got a good relationship with it, and if you kind of, for me, what helped, and I don't know, this again, it's probably not the same for everyone. I've always tried to navigate, stay positive through things, and not not hyper fixate on anything negative or things that are going wrong, because so many things always will go wrong in this industry, and it's how you like get out of that, or and you got to see a bit of light so you can,
Sure.
you know. And there are just little wins or little things, or say you wrote a song and you're like, yay, and you put it out, you're like, yay, and not having that expectation of just like, okay, that song's got to now.
Yeah, it's got to go to number one. It's got to get a million streams.
The root cause is important. It's just like, who did I do it for? For me.
Yeah.
Did I stay authentic to it? Yes. Did it do well? No. Next song. Next project. Next thing. It's just been it's been a loop of now over the past maybe 8 years since I went full time into music, or 9 years. I've recognized it's a clear loop. That's why it's like I can be a lot more business minded, a lot more like, okay, cool. I've got the balance now of just I'm doing what I love, but also here's the loop of the cycle. Here's the cycle, and then there's like these tornadoes, and there's these like things that happen when you're in that cycle, and to stay afloat, you know, it definitely doesn't like, you really got to love it. Like that's the thing I learned, is just like keep that love for. Yeah, it is not an easy industry, but also it's a beautiful industry. It's like such a I'm always so grateful that I was able to, firstly through Play It Strange, find what I love.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have got myself into a studio.
Yeah, thank you for that, because
so
that was
going to me into a studio.
That was exactly going to be my
York
question.
Street, it was York Street.
Right.
So obviously it's really supportive teachers, because one of our Steve Voisey, he at Ipsum Girls, he just out of his own passion, he made a studio for us, like a small recording studio at an all-girls school, which was very rare back then. And I was living out of that studio, and just like he was like, just go do it, you know, the freedom of doing it. And I was like making beats, and I was like, cool, I want to rap in my language, and I want to rap in English, and I want to do this, and I want to mix things up. And then Play It Strange came up. They're like, oh, you should put your song for Play It Strange. I already loved the name. I was like, Strange Heat. I love that you can just be free and just like submit it. It doesn't have to be anything in particular. And then, submitting that, and got into the top five for the top five in the nationals, which meant you get a reward at 1 day to record your song properly at a recording studio. So I went to York Street.
Fantastic.
Then. And when I was at York Street, I was just talking to the engineer, and I was just like, hey, you know, like, because at this point I've been around the studio a little bit, and I was just like, the studio is crazy. And me and my two friends, we felt like superstars at this point.
So
we fell in love with the studio.
If you hadn't have gotten top five, would you have kept
100%.
writing and kept applying to Play It Strange?
100%.
Great.
The music
That's
bug.
excellent.
The music bug was well and alive, and and I think it was just having somewhere or a place say that music is a real thing. As simple as like it's valid.
Yeah.
Music, regardless if you're doing it at a hobby level, or it's something you see a future in, or it's just something in that moment that makes you feel good. It was just a platform to be able to do that. And I think it's just nice to have that like little deadline of, and a lot of musicians and stuff to have this little bit of a competitive behavior. It's like sports. We're all going to nationals for sports. We just focus on all that. And I feel like Play It Strange was the first one to bring that competitive spirit, and not just in a competitive way, but bringing that space of like in a creative way on a national level.
Yeah.
It's about your music.
I agree with you. I think that's why organisations like Play It Strange are so important. Because you talk about, you know, national sports. Not all of us are netballers or football players or rugby players. Some of us aren't.
Yeah.
And to have that opportunity to go to nationals with an organisation like Play It Strange, I think is really important. And I love that analogy you just pulled together then. That was great.
And I think there are, obviously, there's more music organisations. The difference with Play It Strange was, in its name as well, freedom of creativity and expression.
Yeah.
And when you have a space like that at your most creative, like when you're in high school, like the level of creativity, because I've worked at high schools before, was like the things you make are crazy good. And it's just like the level of just having a place to do that. Play It Strange was that. And it wasn't just like, oh yeah, cool, we'll just leave it there. It was like, okay, it's a national competition. It's not, you're not in the orchestra, you're not in the, there was the things, and I never fit into classical music. I never fit into it. Still to this day, my music doesn't fit into a box. And I think that's all thanks to Play It Strange saying, you did a good thing.
Yeah.
We recognize
you. Do you.
We recognized you for doing you.
Yeah.
And at the time, like, rapping in your language wasn't cool. Like, culture, like, embracing your culture wasn't cool either. And I had this, like, I got to do that, which was really nice. And then Play It Strange was like, that's cool. I was like, what? This is cool.
Brilliant.
This is awesome. And then, going to the studio, falling in love with the studio. And, like, at that point, I went to my high school teacher and I said, hey, can you write me a recommendation letter so I can maybe go do some hours at York Street, even if it's coiling leads and being around the environment. And I think it just got me really motivated to do whatever it takes to get back into these studios and to be around it, whether it's being in the industry to be around it. And that's why I was very stubborn, because in the industry, like, you can't just go and make money off just making music at the start, right? So for me, it was like, what are other creative outlets? What are other ways I can stay in this industry?
Yeah.
And it was working 7 days a week. Again, I burnt out so many times and, like, worked in, like, live sound and, like, oh my God, like, music videos, directing, producing videos. Like, it was just everything you can imagine, so I could stay in the music in the industry.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
At 15, yes, you could have a business in music.
Yeah.
But you've also, while you're working to that business, need to have something else. One of my favourite people in the world worked for a donut shop. There are others who roll leads, the riggers or roadies or sound engineers or whatever. It's finding a way of keeping yourself going.
Yeah, and it's the
with
balance
your
of
end goal.
Yeah, and you can't 100% of the time be creative all the time. You have to have the opposite
True.
thing. You have to be not creative for a second to then be able to be creative. So if you're constantly, I've had that before, where there's been times where I've just written music for so long in a row that I've gone in circles of just like, okay, I'm not doing other things that's not creative to give back to my music again.
Sure.
And that can feel a bit, and I recognized that again, and I was like, okay, cool, good to know. Go live a little bit, do other things, and revisit the music. So as much as I'd love to be writing songs 7 days a week, how many days in the year? The whole year around?
365 at the moment.
365. I don't think, for me, that wouldn't work. I'll be writing the same songs about the same things because I'm in my doing the same thing every day, so it is really healthy to have other jobs and be involved in other things or other creative outlets, not creative outlets, you need to make money.
Sure.
That's fine too. Like there's everyone's path is different again. Like there's not one path to go, but I'm grateful I did take the very long road, but I'm very happy I did, because a lot of those skills now are helping me in my overall, like as an artist, like all those things I did are now
and
a
as a
massive
self,
tool.
Being able to achieve those things centers you, and it helps the well-being.
Yeah, definitely. It's been
quite the journey.
It's been quite the journey. It feels like it was just yesterday, but still just try to have fun with it. I think what I would say because I think at the moment we've got people in high school that will within a year have a massive music career, or 2 years. There's no time limit. It could take you 40 years, 30 years. It could take you 1 year. It could take you your first song. And I think that's the reality of this industry. So it's okay. Like, just know it might take super long, or it might be your Play It Strange song that you put out might become the next biggest TikTok viral song.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. There's just, don't be scared and just do it and navigate it after, I guess. Because, So to our listeners who might be struggling right now, What is one thing you would tell them to do this week?
So immediately, just take a minute and breathe. You know, just take a minute to find some space, to breathe, and then go, okay, this is momentary. This has actually got nothing to do with anything except I just had a fight with my mum, my dad. It'll pass. Or, as you're taking that breath, my ankle is not right. My brain, my well-being is not right. We have these funny things now called telephones that basically are part of our appendages. Text to 237. Get them to talk to you. Get a counsellor. Talk to someone who perhaps doesn't know anything about Play It Strange, doesn't know anything about what it's like to write some music. Get a different perspective on it. That's where I would start immediately. And then I would recognise, okay, this instrument of mine called a brain, I need some additional help. I've got a counsellor, fabulous. I'm going to find a mentor. And it could be your music teacher. It could be Steve, studio man. That's what I'm going to call him from here on. It could be someone like Steve who would be absolutely chuffed if one of his students went to him and said, hey, I'm having trouble with this piece of my song. Can you help me? So, number one, take some time. I was only supposed to do one thing.
No, this is
Number
great.
one, take some time just to analyse where you're at. Number two, work out what that piece is. Okay, it's only momentary. I'm going to be fine. Or I need to talk to someone. There are some incredible organisations out there. Make a phone call. And then three, find a mentor. Find your people.
Find your Mr. Steve or Jenny,
Or your
Jenny
Mr.
Little. Jenny Little was someone
there
I
we
went to
go.
a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Jenny Little, she's the most amazing.
So it was, find my Michael, find my Owen,
Yeah.
And then even now I have people who I'm honoured to work with who I would consider mentors, who I can go, what the heck do I do in this situation? And they'll not give me the answer, but point me into how I should work it out.
I love that.
Your turn. So what about you?
Me?
I mean, you're the creative.
This week,
Go on.
everything you said, obviously. Sitting with it for a second. It could be hard, but get up and have that shower.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Man,
Yeah.
the amount of times that can really
Yeah.
walks, fresh air, and talking to whether it's your family, close friends, just to catch up. Hey guys, let's catch up. Let's go for a coffee. Let's go for a walk while we catch up. And following through that and then seeing how you feel.
Yeah.
A lot of times for me that's helped. But again, like you said, then there's the long-term thing of like not bearing it in the back, It is momentarily, it does pass. But those little steps like not staying in bed and doom scrolling. And it's hard to snap yourself out of it. What I do is I go 1, 2, 3.
And literally drag yourself out of bed to the shower.
1, 2, 3, and like get out. Sometimes it doesn't work, but like when the amount of times it does, because then I know. Or like you're like, oh man, I just mentally can't. Like I can't do this today. If I can just go and grab myself a snack from the dairy, and it includes a 3-minute walk, something really doable, like achievable. It's not like, oh, I'm going to just pick up going for a marathon, or I need to pick up these great habits now. It's like sometimes that's just out of the picture when you're feeling that way. For me, it would be just like 1, 2, 3. If you
I
can.
love that. I might try that myself.
Because that is the hardest one, is the
Doom scrolling.
Yeah, because you can already be in a good place, and that takes you down.
Yeah.
So if you're already in a bad place and you get locked into, because you don't know what else to do, it's already hard to get out of bed, or it's already like hard to talk to someone.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, you're like going through people's highlights. That's hard, and it's understandable that it is. But trying your best to, get out of that moment.
I think
if you can.
that's absolutely great advice.
And call for help.
And
Message,
I'm going to do
text. Yeah. Text your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, this chat that we've had today, I already feel like it's as simple as us just like talking about what everything's like. I feel better.
I think that's life though, isn't it? I mean, you and I come from completely different backgrounds. I've learnt from you.
I've learned so much from you.
The 3 minute and the lack of doom scrolling. Yes. 1, 2, 3, I'm getting out of bed. Love it. So it's been really cool spending some time with you. Thank you.
You too. Oh my God, I've learned so much. And it's just as simple as talking. It's been so great chatting. And
it's strange bringing people together, right? Yes.
Don't go through stuff alone. Just talk it out.
There we go.
Thank you. High five.
How's that?
I'm doing high five with everyone at the end of each episode.
Oh.